In the heart of Europe, precisely in Italy, a land long known for centuries as the center of the Catholic faith and home to the Vatican, an extraordinary event took place. This event not only shocked the Italian society, but also shook the world. Thousands of nuns who had dedicated their lives behind the monastery walls decided to embrace Islam. At first, this story began with restlessness of the heart. Many of them had lived for years in the silence of prayer, isolating themselves from the noise of the outside world. They sought tranquility, peace, and answers to the deepest questions about God, life, and the purpose of their existence. Yet, over time, they felt that something was missing. They read the Holy Scriptures every day, yet the great questions remained unanswered. Why must the Almighty God be manifested in human form? Why must original sin be carried by every child born into the world? And why, despite praying for so many years, did their hearts still feel an unrest that could not be healed? In the silence of the convent, some nuns secretly began to open new horizons. They read literature about other religions, especially Islam. At first, all of this was done in secrecy, afraid of being considered apostates or unfaithful to their sacred calling. Yet, behind those silent walls, they discovered verses of the Quran that touched their hearts. Say, He is Allah, the one and only, Allah, the eternal refuge. He neither begets nor is born, and there is none comparable to Him. Quran Surah Al-Ikhlas, 1-4, 2. Those verses were so simple, yet so profound. Not convoluted, not confusing, not against reason. One by one, the nuns began to feel that Islam gave the answers they had long been seeking. Islam presented an image of God so pure, without intermediaries, without incarnation into creatures, without hierarchy. They found beauty in the words, La ilaha illallah. There is no God but Allah. The words were simple, yet they struck their hearts like lightning, awakening them from a long slumber. At first, only a handful of nuns were interested. They secretly discussed, exchanged translated copies of the Quran, listened to Quranic recitations through hidden phones, and even prayed in Islamic prostration inside their small rooms without anyone knowing. Yet the peace they felt was so powerful that it could no longer be hidden. The whispers of the heart grew louder, eventually moving many other nuns to seek as well. From 10, it became hundreds. From hundreds, it became thousands. A turning point came when a Muslim professor from the University of Rome was invited to give an academic lecture on comparative religion. In that forum, he gently explained the concept of Tawheed, about the prophets honored in both Islam and Christianity, and about Mary, the holy figure who even has an entire surah dedicated to her in the Quran. Many nuns wept in emotion as they listened. They realized for the first time that Mary, the figure they had revered since childhood, was actually honored more highly in Islam than in their own faith. That night, many nuns cried until late. Tears fell not out of sadness, but out of joy, that God had finally led them to the pure truth. The climax came on a bright morning in a large hall outside Rome, where thousands of nuns gathered. They stood in their long white garments that had always been a symbol of devotion. But that day, their faces radiated a different light. There was relief, peace, and happiness that could not be described in words. An imam stood before them, his voice trembling as he led the declaration of faith. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. In unison, thousands of nuns recited those words. Tears burst forth, crying of joy echoed throughout the hall. They were no longer nuns, they were now Muslim sisters. Some immediately removed the crosses from their necks, replacing them with simple veils provided by the organizers. Some kissed the Quran for the first time with deep love. Others prostrated for a long time on the floor, experiencing the true peace they had never felt in their entire lives. The news spread quickly, shaking Italy and even the whole of Europe. International media covered it. Church leaders were left bewildered, while Muslims across the world fell into prostration of gratitude. Many could not believe. How could the land that was the heart of Catholicism give birth to thousands of converts from among nuns? Yet the reality could not be denied. One of them said in a trembling voice during an interview, "For decades I searched for God, but only today do I truly feel His closeness. Islam is not just a religion, but a way of life that truly brings peace to my heart." Now, thousands of former nuns live as Muslim women. They are learning to read the Quran, studying Arabic, and beginning to wear the hijab with pride. Many have become drivers of dawah, spreading their stories so that more people may come to know Islam. From the silence of the convent, they have now discovered a new world full of light. From empty prayers, they have found sincere prostration. From endless restlessness, they have found true tranquility. And it all began with one noble statement: La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. The story of thousands of Italian nuns who found guidance is living proof that the light of truth cannot be blocked by walls, traditions, or even centuries of history. Guidance is the absolute right of Allah, and He grants it to whomever He wills. What happened in Italy is not merely a social phenomenon or a historical event, but a sign that Islam will continue to shine even in the most unexpected places. From behind the silent prayers of the nuns, Allah revealed the straight path. From restless hearts, unwavering faith was born. That day, the world witnessed how thousands of souls surrendered themselves completely to Allah. They left behind doubts, abandoned confusion, and attained true happiness. And now, from Italy, the center of the Catholic world, resounds the same words once proclaimed by the Prophet and his companions 14 centuries ago. La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. Words that unite, that bring peace, and that save. Words that will never fade, even as the ages continue to pass.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمد رسول الله.
Imagine a young woman from Sweden, raised as an atheist, suddenly bursting into tears upon hearing Surah Maryam for the first time in her life. Or a former Catholic priest in France, who had taught theology for over 3 decades, secretly taking his shahada with no one else knowing. What exactly is happening in Europe? Why, in the midst of a storm of Islamophobia and intense social pressure, is the number of Muslims steadily increasing? This video doesn't merely present statistics. It's a journey into the depths of the European soul, a quest for meaning, historical awareness, and a spiritual awakening that cannot be contained. Islam didn't come with the sword, but with knowledge and the light of civilization. History records that Islam first entered Europe not through conquest, but through knowledge and the light of civilization. In the 8th century, Muslims conquered Andalusia and established Al-Andalus, a Muslim kingdom that became a beacon of knowledge on a continent shrouded in darkness. From this land came great minds like Ibn Rushd, Ibn Hazm, and Al-Zarawi. At a time when Europe knew nothing of modern hospitals, Muslims had already established health centers, the first universities, and the most advanced sanitation systems. But this golden age was gradually erased. After the Reconquista, the Christian reconquest, Muslims were expelled, slaughtered, or forced to convert. Yet the traces of Islamic civilization remain in southern Spain. Mosques turned into churches, hidden manuscripts, and city names rooted in Arabic. The void of meaning in the modern world. Although Europe is now regarded as an advanced region, many of its people live in a state of spiritual emptiness. Research shows that more than 60% of European youth no longer believe in God. Rates of depression, anxiety, and suicide are soaring. In this void, Islam arrives as an oasis. Islam offers a clear structure of life, profound meaning, and a peace that touches the soul. Tawheed, monotheism, is a radical concept for many Westerners. No Trinity, no Son of God, only one absolute God. Simple, logical, and aligned with the innate human nature. The rise of Islam through digital light. In the past, Islam could only be known through television or print media, often saturated with bias and propaganda. But today, anyone can open YouTube, TikTok, or a podcast and learn directly from the source. Channels such as Digital Mimbar, Ali Dawa, Hamza Tsortsis, and Mufti Menk have become spiritual teachers for millions of non-Muslims in the West. Beyond that, the stories of converts have gone viral and deeply moving. Christian Becker. From glamorous world to the light of Islam. Christian Becker, a former MTV Germany presenter, beautiful, famous, and seemingly having everything, money, fame, a life of freedom, was hiding a deep emptiness in her soul. The entertainment world, filled with parties and alcohol, never truly brought her peace. Until one day, she encountered Islam through Imran Khan. She began reading the Quran, learning how to pray, and eventually embraced Islam. To her, Islam is not restrictive, but liberating. Today, she is a dawah activist, writes books, and is a voice for those seeking meaning in a noisy world. Hamza Andreas Tsortsis. From radical atheist to rational da'i. Hamza, a man of Greek descent, was raised in a secular culture and became a radical liberal activist with strong anti-religious sentiments. He would often debate Muslims, seeking only to attack their beliefs. But the more he read the Quran and delved into Islamic philosophy, the more he discovered a logical and spiritual coherence he had never found before. Eventually, he accepted Islam and is now one of the most influential Muslim speakers in Europe. He founded a scientific dawah organization and inspires thousands of young Muslim intellectuals. Nadia, the call to prayer amidst the party. Nadia, a Polish woman working as a bartender, lived a life filled with parties and shallow pleasures. But one night, while watching YouTube videos, she heard the call to prayer, and her heart instantly trembled. She began searching and ultimately embraced Islam. Her path was not easy. She was rejected by her family, lost her job, and faced painful loneliness. But the local Muslim community welcomed her. She learned to read the Quran, studied Hadith, and today she teaches Muslim children, respected and loved by her community. Muslim women. From stereotypes to strength. Western media often portrays Muslim women as oppressed, but the reality is that over 60% of converts to Islam in Europe are women. Why? Because Islam protects women. It does not exploit them. Their bodies are not commodified, their voices are heard, their rights are preserved. One convert woman once said, "I no longer feel I need to look beautiful to be valued. Now I'm respected for my character." This is not just a statement, it's a true liberation. Faith born through trials. Being a Muslim in Europe is not easy. Many have to take their shahada in secret. Some are kicked out of their homes, lose friends, and face workplace discrimination. Yet from these trials, unwavering faith is born. Some learn Islam online for years, studying Aqidah and fiqh alone, before finally having the courage to reveal their identity. For them, Islam is not a label. It is a conviction born from a long and conscious spiritual journey. Islam comes not to conquer, but to heal. Some see the rise of Islam in Europe as a threat, but in truth, Islam brings hope. Muslims are now active members of society, building their nations as doctors, teachers, scientists, and politicians. They are not merely immigrants, but citizens contributing to the future of Europe. Many mosques have become community centers, hosting interfaith dialogues, offering free meals, and opening their doors to non-Muslim neighbors. And despite the rise in hatred, those who remain steadfast are the best of Muslims, resilient, patient, and full of love. The new generation of European Muslims. A new generation of Muslims in Europe is rising. Born in Europe, fluent in local languages, but proudly Muslim. They are attending top universities, launching startups, participating in parliament, and breaking old stereotypes. This is the face of the future European Islam. Young, intelligent, calm, and solution-oriented. Today, Europe is not just a land of technology, but a land in search of meaning. And Islam, in all its simplicity and nobility, is gradually answering that call. We can play a role, even a small one. Even those of us outside of Europe have a role to play. We can support digital dawah, spread positive content, or simply share inspiring stories. One short video, one article, or one sentence could be the reason someone discovers Islam and takes their shahada. Let us be ambassadors of Islam, even if only through words and writing. We never know which prayer will be answered, which dawah will touch a heart, and which good deed will guide someone to the light. See you in the next video. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.